Hey guys, doing something a little different today. Going to be recording a draft video of Dominaria Limited. What does this thing do? That card's bad. For limited at least. It's basically Quicksilver Amulet except for legendary and artifact creatures. Or legendary and creatures and artifacts. I guess historic permanent could mean Planeswalker as well. Actually, it does a little bit more. That's bad. I mean, sadly, it may just be the big dumb green dude. What does this thing do? No, that's bad. Yeah, it's probably the big dumb green dude. Maybe we can get Sapperling Migration on the wheel. Probably not. This pack's kind of weak. Maybe Ancient Animus. What does this card do? I mean, that's a good card. Unfortunately, I think I have to forego this. I'm sorry, man. What does this do? This card's very good. I mean, it's a lightning bolt. I think regardless, I think we pick it up here. What does this thing do? Breach or equipment attached to it. That's a high investment card. Howling Mine on a creature. It's kind of cool. Gonna pick up the removal here. I think that's the correct answer. Oh, Goblin War Chief. Is that playable in this format? Sulfur Falls could give us an out to going like blue-red. Sergeant at Arms seems like a really good card, though. I don't think there are enough goblins in this set. And I could be wrong, maybe there are. Is goblins a playable deck, though? I don't see any wizards. I see some good white cards. I mean, like decent white cards. Like Sergeant at Arms is probably a decent white card. I don't know how to read these signals. So one of the things, I have not really reviewed this set as well as I probably should have. I think I'm going to take Sergeant at Arms. Well, another one. That's an extremely high kicker cost. Deep Freeze is also interesting, but that made me go into 3-color. Befuddle doesn't seem like it's much of a sign. Invoke the Divine's a sideboard card. Warcry Phoenix, if it was 1 less mana, would be a great card. Have to be attacking with 3 or more creatures, which ostensibly makes me think I want to go into white-red. I'm going to try it. Lich's Mastery, very cool card. Ooh. Yeah, this card seems like high enough upside, and I'm not sure. I think I'm going to follow Thran. I don't think that card's extremely playable to each opponent. That's not likely to be the case. I don't think... Well, I'm seeing more blue-red Wizards cards, which is kind of making me... I'm not seeing the blue component of that. Fall of Thran I don't think is good for limited. I mean, I think it's either the Glider or a 2-drop. I think I'll take the 2. This Warcry Phoenix must not be that great in this format. I mean, in this deck, I have 5 critters so far. They're all decently efficient. It's probably Run Amok, hey? Can I get more Run Amoks, though? Do I want just another Flying Haster? Probably. That can accrue me some incremental value. I assume in, like, multiple copies is probably D's. Warlord's Fury? Probably not. Yeah, probably just another Kelvin. We have 2 kit cards. Well, Grunt is a pretty cool card, but I don't think we're playing him this draft. I mean, sure. First strike and haste until end of turn, or charge. I like the trick, I think, better than I like charge. I think first strike will be more relevant. Now, if I can get like 17 to 18 creatures that are playable in this deck, so we're definitely going aggro, I think. We'll take probably the cool old Antiquities card, or what's this do? Dies. Return that card to its owner hand. Yeah, we'll take the cool old Antiquities card, even though I know it's not good. We'll take the Unwind. We'll pick this up, but we're probably not likely to run it. Just not enough instants yet. I guess if we get enough combat tricks, that could be playable. Wow, this pack is good for us. What does this thing do? At the beginning of combat step for each or an enchantment attached to this guy created through it. Okay, that's basically like, what is it? The Cat Lord. Kenya or something like that. But I think this is a pretty easy pick on History of Belenia. Knight of Grace is also pretty sweet. First Striker. I mean, it's situationally really good, but Settle the Score is also pretty awesome. But I think we just pick up the double white card. Well, I mean, yeah, I don't really like it with all the... I guess I only have single red cards, so I can be more of a base white deck. I don't know. Like, this may be dicey. I'm going to pick it up. I kind of want to try the card. Like, I doubt I'm going to get the white cards back. Maybe I'm going to see a lot more white cards this pack, though. I don't think I will in pack 3. Because they appear to be getting cut by someone. Who is in turn going to get cut by me, because I do think I am a Boros deck here. I think I had maybe a shell of a blue-red deck, but I haven't seen a lot of good blue wizards. I've seen some moderate to bad red ones. But I would, so like, I guess Warcry Phoenix probably isn't good in this format. If I've seen this many of them this late, and like I said, I haven't really evaluated the set, they can't be that great. But I think you can probably make them situationally decent. Wizard's Lightning is always going to cost 3 unless I want to run this Gitu Lava Runner. And I think in the dregs of this pack, I'll probably pick up some combat tricks to complement my creatures. Oh yeah. Well, Fight with Fire is a bomb. This card is on color but bad, I think. Flying First Strike. I mean, it's a 3/3 Flying First Strike for 5. I don't have equipment. Yeah, I think it's the efficient threat. I mean, yeah. I mean, this card is great. Don't get me wrong. Fight with Fire, but I think this is more on theme, even though I'm never going to activate it. This is a tough one to me. Well, I guess I want more 2-drops. Wow. I don't know on this. I'm going to take this just because I haven't seen as many of them. Soldier. What does he create? A soldier or a knight? Oh, there's a dampening sphere. This card's not a bad wizard. Yeah, Sergeant at Arms. I do know I wanted that 2-drop to kind of fill out this curve a little lower. But I think I can pick up more of those. Could be wrong on that. It's not this. Maybe Blood Tallow. Oh, Shivan Fire. Yeah, I think it's going to be Shivan Fire here. I mean, that's our second piece of removal. We don't have a lot of removal outside of just overrunning them with combat math. You know, I suppose Fervent Strike or some of the pump effects that I'm hoping to get later on. This pack definitely doesn't have much for us. I mean, this card doesn't feel like it should still be in the pack. Draw 3 cards. Target player puts stuff. I mean, it's a lot of mana. Maybe it should still be in the pack. Ooh, they have new Opt Art with Karn and Teferi. Kind of cool. Yeah, I'll pick up Weight of Memory. I'm going to take the combat trick, I think, over Dub. And that could be wrong. I'm going to pick up the Flyer. This could be situationally useful. Tragic Poet. I'll put in for now. Pick this up. Fire Elemental's playable. I'll pick up this card because it has cool art. That's about it, though. What do I think so far? I think this deck is lacking overall power, but I would like to make it another Lich's Mastery. Well, that card's not good and limited, unfortunately. This pack is pretty bad for us. It's a 3-drop. I don't know if I want more 3s. Radiating Light doesn't seem good. Could just be a Run Amok. Or a Sparring Construct. It is a fine card that can trade off early and turns into... Yeah, it may be Sparring Construct, sadly enough. Or is it Run Amok? 12 creatures right now. I mean, like, Eviscerate's probably... Or Thorn Elemental is also good, but it's a lot of mana. Lich's Mastery's bad. The Garna's probably fine. I'm going to pick up the Sparring Construct here. Well, we're kind of missing. I'll pick up the Sergeant in Arms. Pick this removal up. Probably Run Amok. Yeah, we get cut from this direction, which is unfortunate. Do we want to play a Lava Runner? I don't know on that. Probably another Shivan Fire, I think. This card's good. So we're at 23, but ideally we want to pick up like 2 to 3 more 2-drops. That's where I'm kind of looking to gain some weight in the deck. Right now I'm kind of heavy on 3s, and this is not the kind of 2 I want. I mean, it's a 3-2. It attacks. Is it better than this? Probably not. Is it a Knight? No, it's an Archer, which makes sense. The Day Evident series. Ooh, Dauntless Bodyguard. Well, I know I said I wanted 2-drops, but I think I would prefer to have this thing over just a simple red 2-2. This card does really nothing for us. Put another Fervent Strike in the sideboard. Do I have any good legendary spells? One. Are sagas considered legendary? Let me read here. Probably not. The Divinant Trapper. Do have a few kicker spells. This is probably a 16 land deck. I mean, it could, yeah, it tops at 4 with some kickers that go to 5. I guess it has a 5 for Fiery Interdiction, or Intervention rather. It probably does not want Tragic Poet. So maybe I'm playing it like this. I think I'm done getting cards at this point. Curve's all screwed up, but this Banalish Marshal is going to be tough to cast, but I think it's still right to play it. Possibly more of a constructed card. It's probably tough to get like a pure white weenie deck, although I do think the format does have that going for it. Maybe I should have taken the 2-drop over the Call of the Cavalry. I just think, even if it's 2 more mana, like getting 4 power for 4 mana, split with 2 Anthem-style effects in both the History of Benalia and the Banalish Marshal seems like higher upside to me. This thing is just a 3/4 flyer that has some random upside. I suppose we take kind of cool art for this thing. What does this thing do? I mean, whatever I'm taking here is just for fun. I'm probably not going to play this. I suppose I could play this. I'll take it. I'll go back on my word here. I'll just take another Rat Colony. Maybe I'll go Rat Colony Constructed. What's the right number of those you need to get in a draft deck to actually play them? I don't know. This card's probably Scourge Prospector in a constructed sense is probably the best card, but that card's probably Blessing of whatever that Demon Lord's name is probably the best draft card. Yeah, Rat Colony, get in there, you. Oh yeah, all the Rat Colonies. This is a playable. It's not great, but it is a playable. Matter of fact, I may actually start this over something else. Just to curve this thing out a little better. I think Sergeant at Arms is good enough with the kicker. I like the flyer, I think. I'm going to cut one of these. Eight and 8 cut. Well, I'll say this. Whenever you have an 8 and 8 cut and you see some triplicate color costs in your deck, you know it's going to be a spicy draft. I wonder... That can't be right. Yeah, let's go this way. I think this is... I'm not going to play a tap land in this deck. I know I cut a threat for an aura, which is generally bad, and our creature count says 14, but I think you have to look at History of Millennia as a creature, and the Call of the Cavalry as a creature, so we're really at 16. I'm going to give this a try. I really don't like the Frenzied Rage, but I think I need to have another 2 over another 3, even if it's not a creature card. And Menace is quite powerful, so I mean, as all in as that card feels, and as bad as I think it is, like, the removal is going to be a little more limited, given it's going to be better against, like, weenie creatures. Well, let's see how we do in our first match of Dominaria Limited. Hands keep. It's not great, but it has its mana. It has what I can probably hope for, and I'm on the play, so then we're going to lead on planes here. Obviously, we have triplicate white costs in our Lord card. Alright, now we'll do Shivan Fire and hope to mise a creature when they play it here. Then try to resolve History of Belenia next turn. It looks like we may just be getting counterspelled all day long. Well, we're going to see a Syncopate. I think the chances are pretty high of that, so I'm just going to play this thing out. Syncopate? Nope. Okay. Just get a threat on them. If they're a base blue deck, I feel like this is a pretty good line. Alright, so they're wizards. Okay. I think I'm going to knock this thing out of the way. Just taking it. Okay. I mean, I obviously had a trick, but I think you just still allow me to trade my trick for that crappy little 2/3. Maybe I'm wrong there. Maybe his deck has a lot of high-power wizards, and he just needs the card in his on his board to win with it. Well, if you're turning it sideways, I'm cool with that. My deck is probably set up to race better, but I don't know. Just going to Shivan Fire that off now. I think we save the Warcry Phoenix till near the end. Just Fervent Strike this thing off the board. Kind of get ahead, stay ahead mentality here. So I think they're eventually going to outcard me on blue-red. So maybe that was wrong, though. Okay, something's going to get bounced here. I assume one of my tokens, yep. Okay, trading for the Knight token. Yeah, down to 10 at a minimum, which is not bad. But on 4 cards, last card in my hand is obviously a combat trick. Blue-red can obviously play at instant speed, so... Well, I'm not going to try to run that out. I'm going to wait for them to tap out for something, I think. Leave up the Adamant Will here. Maybe that's playing too passively. But I feel like I got that much mana with 3 cards in hand. Like, if they're not doing anything, they have a counterspell, probably. And if they're just going to take damage, well, then I'm fine with this exchange. Okay, they're drawing 2 cards. Yeah, they have some sort of permission in hand. They need to get on the board. Green. Interesting. So they're a 3-color deck. They're Rug. Yeah, Yeah, if they're trying to divination with their land cards, A-okay with that. Like, basically resolve a threat or lose the game, probably. And even then, like, if they're resolving a big threat, it's not, hopefully, lifelinking. Yeah, it's fine. Don't really care if you have a 5/5. And Warcry Phoenix. Get him in the air. You have a Shivan Fire. Okay, nope. No Shivan Fire. Okay, well, I mean, as simple as this deck is, it did pretty well there. I didn't see a lot of burn out of them, so I don't think I want, like, Healing Grace, which is a way to stop burn style effects on weenie creatures. Fervent Strike still seems bad. Warlord's Fury still seems bad. An extra Fervent Strike, that is. Yeah, I think we just resubmit this. I don't think I want to do much different there. I definitely like all the weenies against, like, the bounce mages. I don't want to bring in, like, Fire Elemental. Yeah, hand's as good as we can go for, especially on the draw. Have a turn 2 threat, have removal, have 2 turn 3 plays. I'm going to keep this one. One of them's a flyer, which is nice. Well, that's a reason to lead on Plains, but I don't see myself doing anything but casting the Bloodstone Goblin next turn. Okay, well, I'm going to Shivan Fire this because I think the early damage I get in is going to be relevant. Well, now we're hoping to hit a Plains land the next turn. But I'd settle for a mountain. Ooh, they're stuck on mana. Well, if I had to draw something that was not a land card there, that was probably up there. Should have played it out pre-combat. I play out the Dauntless Bodyguard. Can't syncopate it. Yep, this thing. Yeah, if they're trying to hold up Syncopate, that's not going to go well. And they're missing. Well, given that I'm almost like 90% positive they have Syncopate in hand, Sparring Construct was a good draw here. I mean, obviously, like, I'd like them to tap out for a threat and then draw my land. That's kind of how I want this to play out. So, I think even if I had a 2-drop, I wouldn't try to play it here into a Syncopate. Yeah, that's 5 damage, so they really do have to get on the board. I don't think I need to extend into Syncopate here. I feel like that pause, that deliberate pause they had when I played the Dauntless Bodyguard, that kind of like, ugh, come on, man, was kind of telling. I'll resolve the Glider whenever they resolve a threat. Concession? If they missed on land again, it's probably concession. And I feel bad for them. It stinks to miss on land this much. Blink of an eye. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. No value. Glider. Take 3. And dead next turn with the Wizards of Lightning, which is an instant, so I can play it on their turn and tap them out. If they tap out for a threat, they're dead. Nope. I don't think I play another threat. I think I just try to bolt them in their upkeep. They're discarding to hand size. Well, sometimes Magic can be savage. But that is the sort of situation that this style of deck preys upon. Like, aggro decks just love it when you miss lands. And this is not even per se like a great aggro deck. It's just missing too many of the 2-drops that it probably needs. Yeah, okay. just win anyways right here. Alright, well, game 1 in the books. Let's go on to game 2. And quick pause, guys, until this game initiates. Alright, guys, back. Waiting for our opponent to join this game, and hopefully we'll be able to get game 2 into the books with this white-red attack deck, which is probably fairly medium. So hopefully luck and maybe a tiny bit of play skill can get us through. Yeah, hand's a keeper. Got a turn 1 threat if they do nothing. Got turn 1 removal, has a 3-drop, has a trick. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to get better on 6, I don't think. Obviously, I would like to have one more plains over a mountain, but... Yep, go ahead. Okay, mountain. Well, I think Sergeant at Arms is going to be good against mountains. Looks like they're on the same game plan we are. I obviously have a combat trick. I hope he blocks, because I will run amok this thing in a second. Nice. I mean, run amok is okay. I was gonna say don't block, dude. Like, that's silly. I am just gonna remove this. I just don't want to give them the untap and then try to do this in the combat step and have them combat trick their own thing so they can get more damage in, and 2 eat one of my cards for essentially free. It's fine. Well, big question is, did they have Shivan Fire? I think the downside of them having it is so bad that I'm just going to cast a threat out and develop my board and then just go for an attack next turn. And if they have it and they blow up the sparring construct, then I'll still get value on my Sergeant at Arms. Now, if they have like a bomb, that could be bad. Alright, they have the flyer, so I need to start getting in there. Get in with these two. Okay. Could wait for the kicker to get the 2 1/1s, but nah. Well, a lot of lands for my opponent. Not feeling great in this position, but if they've drawn nonsense, then maybe we can get them. The fact that they considered even blocking with the Keldon Warcolor when I attacked with my 1/1 is kind of blind to me that they probably are a less experienced player. Although I would not mind having one of those 3/2 flyers in my deck. I envy them of that. Okay. That was a solid draw on our part. Trade off here. Still attacking, alright. Haste this thing in. Hope they don't have removal. But they probably do at this point. Alright, so is this enough? That's 2 plus 3, 7. Well, what have you got? Okay, Devin and Archer. Alright, hold Mountain in hand, and we're positionally ahead, so I don't think this is bad. Either of our threats is lethal. Did you draw a bomb? No, but you drew a good card. Okie doke. Well, the Angel gets us a win there. I think of the Keldon Overseer. I do like its upside. I may want one more Fervent Strike. Over what, though? It's possible an Adamant Will. You know, I do think the deck's pretty decent, though. Yeah, I'm going to stick with. I do like our 2 Shivan Fires in this matchup. I think that's very good. So the white-red mirror, the Boros mirror. Hand's questionable. I'm going to keep this. It's risky. I don't like its mana situation, but I do have a turn 3 play. Plains one time. Mise it. Oh, I'm such a miser, guys. I love being a miser sometimes. I mean, not that this thing's probably going to live, but at a minimum, it can trade with 2-drop from them, which is just mana efficiency on the draw, and then set up for my 2 flying threats, which should be pretty decent. Even one of them cannot block, but it's not really what we're about with this deck, right? We have good top end with Fiery Intervention. It's a lot of mana to destroy 1 artifact, but 5 damage to a creature is not bad for 5. At least nowadays. You know, historically it's pretty bad, but... Nope, going for the Gusto here. Put it in my deck, I'm not going to not run it. Play him out main 1 like a boss. Yeah, I know, that's generally bad. Alright, do you have a Phoenix of your own? Okay, it flies. Okay. Well, if I can turn this Keldon Overseer to a 6-drop, I feel like it can win me the game. One more land, I have some good removal. Okay, a Blessed Light. Exiling my Phoenix. Okay. Well, if they have a combat trick, this is pretty disastrous, but I'm going to go for the block here. It also means I'm not taking the damage to my life total. Trick. I assume that it is. Yeah, it's a trick. Come on, land. Not a land. Cast. They get to draw. They're up to 3 now. Can I outrace them? I'm kind of missing on lands here, but they are a knot, obviously. I feel like I'm probably dead. With 2 flyers and the need to only pump 1 time. Well, I guess if they don't have it, they don't have it, because I think they feel like they would have slammed it if they had it. I'm tapped out. Can't do much. The Keldon Overseer is a nice surprise. 1 land would mean Fiery Intervention, which means I can get a big blocker out of the way, generally speaking. I don't think Flame of the Keld is extremely great in Limited, but it's going to be good here, is the last card in their hand, the way this played out. Tight race regardless. Very tight race. I mean, if you got it, you just do it here. Okay. I am short. If they have removal, oh well. Okay. Well, another land would be nice because this Keldon Overseer could do some real work. Alright, we're dead. What'd they draw? Fight with fire? Alright, we'll go ahead and concede here. Yep, they got us. That sucks. I think we played as tight as we could have in that game. I don't know if we could have done it better. The life linker is a problem. That's actually the sole reason they won that game, is the life linker, and we didn't find removal in time. Do I need to change my play at all, or change my cards at all? I don't really think I do. I mean, if anything, it would just be more removal. The flyers are nice. Banalish Marshal is probably a pipe dream. It probably should just be a Keldon Overseer, but I don't know. I do want to try the card out. It's a rare. Haven't cast it yet, but haven't actually... I think I know I had it in one hand, I want to say. So, on the play, this hand's great. It needs red mana, but it can cast everything else. 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop. Can't say no to that. Get the beats on, and hopefully we can draw a red source by turn 3. Not a tragedy if we don't, but I would prefer to be able to pass this Knight of New Millennia through at least once. This hand looks good. It has obvious mana issues, but it's not worth going to 6. Okie doke. Yeah, they must have drawn into that removal spell, because I think they would have just slammed it the turn prior to win the game. Not definitively true, but there's no Shining Shoal in this format. Okie doke, planes, go. Well, drawing them like a champ. I am going to still lead on planes here, because there is a world in which I draw the Marshal on turn 3. I want to resolve it, and my opponent also does not resolve a life-linking threat, which I actually care about. Yep, they have their life linker again. Oh, the glider is nice. This does kind of drop the efficiency of my turn, but it passes the most damage through. And I can actually resolve the Davenant Trooper or Trapper, and then use the glider to tap something, which is nice. Get a little value off my aggro cards. So I think artifacts are considered historic spells. Yeah, even though it's like a really bad historic spell. Okay. Or I could do that. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I mean, if they're not having a... Okay. The Cyclops. Cool. going to play my own trapper out. Still getting 2. Well, try to keep him on the back foot here and just overwhelm him. I think his long game is going to be favored. He has the fight with fire, which I had an option to pick up. I did not. I believe at the cost of taking the Beneolish Marshal, which was wrong. And I'll be the first to admit it. Seeing the format now, that was a wrong choice. But, what can you do? Although I've never gotten to a point where I could cast a 10-mana spell. If you attack here, I'm not blocking, and you're crazy. Is there a lifelink spell? No, he's just going to hang back. Alright, cast something. I mean, I think you have to develop your board. That's kind of why you put people in this position. The fact that just any artifact can trigger this is just ridiculous to me. I mean, you got to block, right? You're dead otherwise, so. I've got 4 in the air, so you got to remove one of my flyers. Maybe a concession. This is a lot of tempo. Okay, Shiv and Fire. Good pull, good pull. You have a flyer as well. Okay, just a ground pounder. Alright, we're attacking. Cool. Risky. Any combat trick wins me the game, I think. That's also not bad. I think I'm going to cast this out unkicked. And 1 life. Make it happen, man. Nope. Alright, cool. Well, I don't think this is a 3-0 deck. I think it's a 2-1 deck, but that's the way of most draft decks. I don't think red-white is bound to be the best. Like, seeing the power level of some of the cards, like Mirari Conjecture and stuff like that I saw go by. I don't think I saw a Time of Ice. There's just a lot of sweet cards in this format. So if you habitually watch my channel, which I think I'm going to put this up, regardless of how I do in this last round, I tend to play a lot of Highlander, 100-card singleton formats, and this set has a lot of very high-power cards. I wouldn't say extremely high-power cards, but cards that are quality enough that you can play them as singular threats in a format that is endemically laced with variants like 100-card singleton is. I don't mean Commander. I'm not a huge Commander fan. I just think the rules of that format tend to lack, or the rules of that format tend to disable the viability of a wider meta. This hand's a keep. It's a little dicey. It would ideally like 1 more mana, but it has the run amok to buy time. The Beneolish Marshal may just never be castable. Well, that's a good one. Now we're just hoping for a Plains. More blue lands. Alright, blue-red again. Blue-red, it may be one of the top decks, too. I haven't seen enough of the format to know. If this thing gets killed, I like my chances a lot less. A note against running amok, it is target attacking creature only, which makes sense in the red color pie. Makes the card a lot worse, because you can't use it to save a threat from removal. What does this thing do? Urza's Tome. That card's good. Well, I would have rather hit a land there. Slam. Come on, Plains off the top deck. I want to resolve this history of Belenia and hopefully ride on the back of that to win the game. If I miss, obviously the game gets a lot harder for us. We're an aggro deck, and we kind of knew going in that we wanted 1 more land in this hand. Just play a threat and block. If I don't hit a land, I hope they play a threat and block with it. Alright, Squee. That's pretty sweet, actually. take the time to do this. Not going to attack into Squee. Squee's pretty sweet card. Actually, it does enable some food chains. If you're familiar with the Legacy combo deck, although red's not really a color that that deck typically wants. And they already have the Eldrazi thing that's not bad. Okay. I mean, I feel like they probably have removal, right? Well, I'm going to try to run amok here. And if it gets removed by a Shivan Fire or something, well, that sucks. Probably has it. Maybe not. Oh, what do you got? Bounce? Okay, Wizard's a Lightning. Okie doke. Well, Squee is going the way of the yard. Could just recast the Squee. Okay, well, that sucks. Sure. I'll trade this thing, I think, for the 4-mana spell. A lot of mana. I think they want to probably start using the Tome, but I don't know. Maybe they have a bomb 6-drop. What does this thing do? It's a kick spell. Okay. Number of wizards you control. Cool. Now the question becomes, I think I want to resolve the Angel first. Yeah. Just resolve this Angel. Giving my stuff hexproof seems pretty good, and it's 4 toughness, so that does not seem bad. Not going to waste the Knight here. Next turn we'll be able to Banalish Marshal, plussing the Knight to a 3/3, possibly forcing a block out of the Fire Fist Adept. They want to start using this Tome, right? Draw a card, and just card a card, unless you... Yeah, I mean, you can recast Squee, but I think that's worse than actually drawing there and playing your land out. I mean, if you're not going to use the Tome, why play it? I don't know. Interesting. You still don't really have an attack. Okay. Oh, bad news, Bears. You're getting fervent striked. Yeah, the tome is probably your friend here. Nope, Juggernaut, but that's attacking each turn. I don't really care about that. I can just blow it out of the way. Alright, you can exile your Squee. Right? Yeah, you had to exile your Squee there, I think. Yeah. Maybe the card's bugged too, I don't know. Alright, Deep Freeze. Cool. I mean, it doesn't do anything. It has to attack, dude, so, like, you're dead. Yeah. You could attempt to find a Shivan Fire by using the Urza's Tome. Alright, just going to play the Squee out, but you're still in the same position. Okay, threat. And threat. And go. Well, attack, go. Oh, yeah, can't block. Yep. Juggernaut, a cool throwback. I like the original art better, but yeah, there is a downside to it. It has to attack every turn. And it dies to Lightning Bolt. Alright, Tome. I assume you just discard the Squee, or eat the Squee and try to get 2 cards. I don't know. Because playing the Squee here, unless you find like Shivan Fire, there's nothing that gets you out of this, really, right? Like, what gets them out of this? Like, 2 pieces of removal doesn't even do it. It has to be like 2 pieces of removal and a threat. Like, I touch you with any card. I guess if you destroy the Benaglish Marshal, maybe there's a way. I'm trying to think of 2-for-1 ways. There's no, like, arc Lightning in the format. And you'd have to kill the Benaglish Marshal first to even make, like, a card like, quote-unquote, Arc Lightning good here. Oh, it cannot be blocked by walls, that's right. Now I'm forgetting how this card works. Well, you're getting attacked for lethal. Not going to show you anything else. It's pretty cool that we could finally have drawn that thing to get value off of it, but that's the game. I think. Okay. So we saw Big Jugs, a lot of legends, which, I mean, go figure, right? Keldon Overseer is interesting. I mean, Benaglish Marshal actually finally was cast there and did definitely pull its weight. I don't know, man. I think with the card pool we have, I think this is about as good as it gets. There are some matchups where I think you want 1 Fervent Strike in, maybe 1 Keldon Overseer in. Like I said, I do think it's probably better to run I don't know. It may not be better to run a second Keldon Overseer. Keldon Overseer is a good card, though. Like, for a lot, I mean, it's 7 mana to have that effect, but getting a 3-1 haste, basically a Lightning Bolt for 3, and also hitting them with one of their biggest creatures is pretty good. But I don't think I need 2. That's a lot of mana. By 7, I can probably get Benaglish Marshal down and just win with that. We're going to run it back and see, well, maybe we can get lucky enough to go 3-0 with this deck. I don't think it's a 3-0 deck. I do, like I said, think it's a 2-1 deck. Yeah, this hand's slow, but it's keep. Go ahead. Could just Mizar 2-1 off the top. That'd be awesome. Nope, no such luck. But if we had to draw land, Plains is best. I don't need multiple red sources in this deck until I get to 7. Okay. Didn't see a lot of instants and sorceries out of my opponent. Looks like the blue half of their deck kind of got cut. I don't really mind a 1-3. It's okay. Well, that's a lot more blue mana than they had last time. They cast a lot more red spells last time. Hopefully I don't have, like... Alright, go ahead and get in there for your 1. Cool. Are we going to get syncopated here? May get syncopated. He may have brought them in on the play and try to resolve this thing. And if it gets countered, okay. Unwind or something like that. I don't think I have the luxury of playing around this. Syncopate. Nope. Not doing it. It's gone. Big question is, I think I just play Shalai, or however you say that card's name, next turn over the Banalish Marshal. Even though I could have a more aggro turn if I just play Call of the Cavalry. But I think if I can get... It's only instants and sorcery, so if you're trying to play a 5-drop... So they have a 5-drop in hand of some sort. Yep. Could go Warcry here, but I think I'm going to save that as kind of a trick later. I'm just going to play my best spell out. And if they have another Syncopate, well, darn. Okay, that resolves. Cool. And it's going to be harder to burn out. If they attack with their Arcanist or whatever this thing's called, I'm definitely not definitely not blocking. Although they did show that they wanted to resolve a 5-drop last turn. They accidentally did, unless they just tapped that thing and thinking they were attacking. But I think blocking here would be quite crazy. Okay, well, Goblin a Barrage. That stinks. That being the case, I'm just going to call the Cavalry in. And ideally hit Plains to have Adamant Will up plus cast Banalish Marshal, which is vulnerable to their Lightning Bolt removal that they showed they had last time. I always forget the names of these card guys. It's the 3-mana Lightning Bolt. That can become a 1-mana Lightning Bolt with a Wizard. And I believe this thing is a Wizard. Yep, it is. Okay, get 2 damaging, cool. Not exceedingly irksome. See if they want to trade here for their Journey Mage. There was an argument to playing the Warcry Phoenix for mana efficiency, but I think if I hit a land next turn, though, I'm just going to be playing Fiery Intervention, so I think it would have been moot anyways. They are going to block. Cool. That's good with me. Now, hopefully they don't have the Journey Mage thing that is a 3-2 and bounces. If they do, oh well. I don't want to wait to get some value out of the Sergeant at Arms. Okay. Well, I'm assuming they have tricks then. Which is fine. They're down to 3 cards. They haven't done a huge chunk of damage to us. Okay, well, that, yeah, so they did have the Lightning Bolt. Fine. We've gotten rid of a significant amount of removal out of their deck, though. Okay, well, that sucks. That's now dead. Yeah, all this removal is going to be tough. But they also have to land a threat. I think I just like playing this out here, and that should blunt their attack. I mean, we'll see what they've got. Kind of hoping to get value off this Sergeant at Arms. My best cards have all kind of been dealt with at this point by what I assume are some of their better cards. Yeah, Wizard's Lightning and Goblin Barrage are both good cards. Okay. That's very strong. So you're going to probably get back Goblin Barrage, I would assume. Could be Wizard's Lightning because it's efficient. Yeah. Well, I'll take value here. You know, I've got to start at some point. I gotta reread this card. Goblin Barrage. Okay. I think the right play here is to attack. See if we can get this kicked. Get all these little 1/1s. See if we can blunt their offense here. Removal is obviously great. However, Jora's a familiar. Okay. And I have to double check. Is that an instant or sorcery? It's a sorcery. Man, this card would be so much better if it was choose one or both. Oh, cancel. I think we just press current advantage. One, it means he can't kick his spell if he blocks one of the 1/1s here. I obviously have a combat trick. Alright, cool. I mean, if he's not going to block, that's fine too. I mean, I'm obviously telegraphing a combat trick here. And I think he'd be kind of crazy not to assume I have it. But I'm fine trading 1 for 3 or 1 for many all day long, especially on a equivocal life total. Nope, hopefully not a bomb here. I will allow you to get in for the damages here. Yep. Well, we could go down to 5 here if they want to use their barrage aggressively. Question becomes, what do they even get rid of? I guess nothing. Kick it. Nothing? Okay. This Sergeant at Arms card is good. Like, I didn't review the set, like I said, but when I saw this thing in the pack, I was like, man, this card's got to be good. Like, that's so many bodies. It's too bad there's not like a trumpet blast effect in this format. Or if there is, I guess there kind of is the 1/1 or the +1/+1/1. Save one of these things. Oh, do you have enough burn to finish me off? Alright, land is good to see. We know they have barrage, so that's a virtual 4 damage down to 2. Do they have another 2 damage somewhere in their deck? Or is that game? If that's game, pretty sweet. If not, well, that's cool too. What wins them the game? The flip mage, the bounce guy, because they, well, actually, no, does it? If they bounce my Sergeant at Arms, they can get in for 1 down to 5, but that's still only 4 damage off the barrage, and they have to sack the attacked creature. Wow. All right, hey, sweet, guys. Well, this is my first Dominaria draft, and managed to 3-0 it. Given it's a casual league, but, you know, I don't feel like I did enough homework to go into an 8-4. I would have to probably look through the set a lot more. I looked through it for Singleton and kind of like some of the Eternal formats. So those are what interests me in playing Magic, but I also do love some good limited play, and we managed to take down our first one here and put it up, and I hope you guys enjoy the variety of content that I tend to put up. Don't often put up draft. Normally if I do, I put up cube. I actually am probably more of a limited player than a constructed player in general. That's probably why formats like Old School and Singleton interest me, but, you know, I think this format's actually pretty sweet, and you know, I'm not saying that just is a positive, I guess, outcome bias, but mostly because I do think it's actually, like, looking through the cards, like, I think there's a lot going on. There's enough going on that, like, as someone who's played the game for a while, it can be fun. I think as a newer player, the individual power level of the cards is high enough that you can be less experienced and still do good with the cards. So yeah, like I said, I think I'm pretty happy with this new format. And is it, you know, is it the original run of Magic the Gathering from 93, 94? No, it's not. You know, it's nothing like that. Do I get as much enjoyment as I do out of Cube? No. You know, I've been playing for a while. I like playing with busted cards. Just to be fair, like, I mean, you know, combat math is great, and I think it's a very important skill set. But at the end of the day, I'd rather, you know, be casting Black Lotuses. But pretty cool. Hope you guys enjoy this video, and take care now.